Hey guys, Vlad here with a brand new Yasuo list for everybody. I'm very proud of this list. I've been cooking it up for quite some time. And by that I mean I've been cooking it up for the past 2 hours. But I just had a spark of curiosity and just a sudden urge of inspiration on how it just occurred to me. Like, I don't know what happened in my brain, but I really I cooked it up in my brain. I was like, I need to make this real to see how it's gonna look. So here's the deck. We're gonna get started with it. I'm gonna be very rough with this video. It's very unscripted and very raw. So I hope you guys are gonna like this list. So the main deck is a well, it's not a very standard, but it's a fairly standard green Yasuo list. But it has a few of its own caveats. So let me start this off. I'm gonna separate the battlefields and such. I'm gonna quickly go through the cards. I'm gonna attach a link in the description where you can look at this deck in its entirety. But in the interim, I'm gonna go quickly over everything. So we have our green Yasuo. We know what he does. Obviously, we have our legend. We're running one Mask of Foresight. I found this card to be relatively weak in general. Sometimes it's helpful. Most of the time, it's a little useless. So that's why we're just running one of these. We don't want to see them too often. So next we have 1, 2, 3 Sunlit Guardians. So why Sunlit Guardians? So this green Yasuo deck is focused on going second. So the whole strategy is on your first game, whatever happens in the dice roll, whether you win or lose. So if you win, you pick to go second. If you lose, 90% of the time the opponent is going to want to play first and you're going to play second. So on this first game, you're going to be set because you want to play second, because you have no 2-cost units in this deck. So we have 3 Sunlit Guardians. We have 2 Ride the Winds. Very nice card. Very how should I put it? It's just very dynamic in ways you can use it. It doesn't need to be necessarily used with a purple Yasuo. You can use it in any purple deck, and it can be good. In this one included. So 3 On Guards, staples. I don't need to explain anything about this card. 3 Find Your Centers, because we're going second, right? So we want to have as many 3 drops as we possibly can. 2 Tasty Feyfolk. Just an overall amazing green card. No need to explain this one at all. Same goes for Fight or Flight. Can be used defensively, can be used offensively. It's very versatile. Plus, it has hidden, so it's just you don't want to have 1 or 2 of these. 3 is I would put 5 if I could. So there you go. Next, 3 Wielder of Water. We have 3 Sunlit Guardian, 3 Wielders of Water. This is probably the strongest common and uncommon, basically, green card in the game right now. So running 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of Find Your Center. You're covered for turn 1, right? Or rather turn 2, because you're gonna go second in your first game. So you have this, you have this, you have that, right? I'm gonna explain why specifically Sunlit Guardian in just a second. So keep focusing. Here's the second passed. Sona. She readies 4 runes at the end of your turn. You play a Sunlit Guardian somewhere, or you play the Sona and you play a Sunlit Guardian with her. He has tank plus shield, he's protecting her. You're holding the battlefield. and you're getting runes back at the end of each of your turns that you can use to protect these guys from getting slaughtered, which is amazing. So that's the whole shtick, right? So that's, and by the way, we're only running 2 of Sona. She is a little expensive for what she does, and we don't need 3 of her. But we do need 3 Kanes. Yes, we do. He's one of our main units used to win games. So we want to run 3 Kanes. A Kane with Ride the Wind, or just like a Kane with your hero power can clean up boards, man. Let me tell you. So 3 Kanes. And as you are seeing, we have a very limited amount of characters in the deck. So basically all of the units are out right now. So that's like 13 or 14 or 15 units. Everything else is spells. So that's why we need Zhonya's to protect our units. And that's why we don't need 2, we need 3 of them. Next, so let's continue with the spells. Yes, sir. Discipline. On guards, disciplines, fight or flights. All that combined with the Sona, Sunlit Guardian. Defies, 3, absolutely. Stack deck 3 of. Why would you not run 3 of these, even if you're not running Nocturnes? Who cares? It's just that good of a card. So you're filtering out your deck when you need to, right? And 2 Mind Splitters. I was thinking of cutting this down to just 1. It's a good card, but it can be a little expensive. However, this card saved me the game so many times that I feel bad cutting it out of the deck. So that's the plan, right? So this is the main deck that you're playing on your turn 1, right? Your turn 1 battlefield is going to be Dreaming Tree, because you want to get this battlefield and you want to hold on to it for dear life. With your Guardians, with your Zhonya's, with your Kanes, with your Tasties, with your I already said Zhonya's, with your Wielders of Water. You want to hold this down and you want to draw cards from it using all of these spells that you have on there. So this is your turn, this is your, game 1 battlefield, right? So you want to have this, you want to protect it, and you want to draw as many cards as you can out of it. Then, in order for me to explain your game 2 battlefield, which is Zon Warrens, we have to first go onto the side deck. So Zon Warrens, right? Let's see here. This deck is special because on every one of your games too, not every one, but 90% of the time, if you find that you're playing against a deck that is just overwhelming for Yasuo. So for example, for this specific Yasuo list, a deck like Yi or a Misfortune or even maybe a Volibear might be too much to handle, right? So you can always, or even Kaisa. So Kaisa's pretty meta right now. Kaisa can just erase this deck from planet Earth. So that's why we have a backup plan. And in case you get to a point where on game 1 you lose, right, you are gonna side your whole sideboard into your deck. Not just 1 or 2 cards, all of them, all the time. I'm gonna explain why. Before I do that, if you do win your game 1 and you see that you're doing okay against that specific matchup, you can just not side anything in. Maybe you can put a rebuke in, right? If you feel the need to. Everything else, you don't need it. Maybe an acceptable losses if you're running against Aurora, but if you're running against Aurora, you're probably gonna want to run the entire second part of the deck. So let me explain. So you lost your game 1. You're seeing that this is a bad matchup. You grab your whole side deck, which is Purple Yasuo, acceptable losses, Raza, Rebuke, 2 Merchants, 2 Scrap Heaps, right? So this is a total of 8 cards. You side all of this in there, right? And you use Zon Warrants for extra hand filtration. And in this game, you're trying to get to your 8 points as fast as you can and avoid your opponent, just avoid battling them as much as you possibly can. You're just looking to filter your hand out. You're looking to get quick and easy points here and there and get to 0.5. Once you get to 0.5, you're looking to get a setup to win the game with this guy. So obviously, when you're siding all of this in, you're gonna wanna side out, let me see here. You're gonna side out one or maybe both of the Mind Splitters. You're gonna side out one Zhonya. You're gonna side out, let's see. You're gonna side out 1, 2, 3 Sunlit Guardians, all of them, basically. That's 5 total for now. And you're gonna side out where the Sonas, can't find them. You're gonna side out 2 Sonas. And you're gonna wanna side out the third one. You can either side out a Find Your Center or a Mask of Foresight, but I would rather side this up, honestly. It's a 3-drop, and on your game 2, you're probably gonna play first if you lost your first game. So that's 4 cards sided, so not 4, I'm sorry, 8. Is that 8? No, that's 9 actually. Plus I forgot the legend. So, okay, I'm sorry. Let's revert. So we're gonna keep one of the Mind Splitters. We're gonna side out Find Your Center, Sona 1, Sona 2. That's 3 cards. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're actually gonna have to keep the Zhonyas in there, which is not that bad, honestly, to keep that in. So you side all of this out, right? You side all of this in, and you turn your deck into something else, which is just super cool, right? And you use all of that with this battlefield, and it's just gonna make sense. It's gonna make sense. I feel in my gut that this tactic can work. Whatever happens in your game 2, hopefully if you win and get to game 3, your opponent is probably gonna not know what's going on. They probably might want to side something in and out on your game 3, or maybe if they didn't, you can just in game 3 revert back to your green Yasuo, because this this particular battlefield is much better on green Yasuo. Plus, if you won your second game, your opponent is probably gonna wanna play first on your third game, so you wanna use this instead with you're gonna wanna use this with your green Yasuo instead of your purple one. So that's it. Let me know what you think, because I think this is the tastiest deck I've ever cooked up. It just looks amazing, and it seems like you're playing 2 completely different play styles just by using your sideboard. And I don't know, it looks so cool to me. So let me know what you guys think about it, and see you in the next video. Bye.